My name is Hazel Gibson.
I'm Leigh Stewart.
And we've been working on a project which is destined for online release called K-Road Stories, and it's a series of 10 short films set on Karangahape Road.
I was particularly into, there's a web channel called Wigs, which creates, the idea was it's like online content for women by women, and that was quite big a few years ago. I was like, there should be more things like that. I mean, it wasn't perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but it was sort of a step in that direction.
I guess I'm like influenced by a lot of online content because I don't have a TV, and I haven't had a TV for 7 or 8 years, and so everything I watch is online. So whether it's TV or movies or web series or, you know, games or anything like that.
What things even like now with short films, where people used to make short films for the festival circuit, it's a calling card, I get festivals. Like nowadays the biggest thing that you could get is like a Vimeo staff pick. That is like gold.
Yeah.
Like that would be the goal, you know.
Or end up on shortoftheweek.com.
You know, screw all those like festivals where
or
like,
have someone famous tweet about it.
Yeah.
You know.
That's better for your, you know, career than, you know, laurels of a festival that nobody's ever heard of.
Yeah.
There's a filmmaker, Alejandro Jodorowsky, and he talks about making films surrounded by your spiritual warriors, like, so people who are all on the same page
and the same wavelength,
trying to tell the right, you know, the same idea.
Yeah.
And that really stuck.
So we've kind of taken that on board, and we try and only have good people around us who have the same goals. Well, it's changing. It's changing very rapidly. I think a big interest of both of ours is like the social media side of things, and I guess the marketing and how you get things out there. And it's quite interesting because 2 years ago I would have said, yep, Vimeo is, you know, it's got the best quality. If you want
it looks pretty.
It looks great. It's a great interface. It looks nice, you know.
But it's not the biggest.
But it's not the biggest in terms of audience, and if people know about your particular like film or whatever that you've put up onto Vimeo, they can go and find it, or you have the link and you can share it and people can find it. But if you don't, people don't really stumble across things in Vimeo in the same way as they do on YouTube. So I think YouTube is definitely the front runner now because their quality is up to the same quality as Vimeo.
So if you want to reach an audience, you should go online but create good content, because people are going to get sick of shit. The quality level should like match the potential.
An audience's desire to look at something online is so immediate. You know, it's kind of like I have 18 tabs open on my computer and I haven't looked at 16 of them in 3 weeks, you know. I'm like, oh, I'll come back to that, but I just never will. So it's kind of like if there's a video available for me to watch, I'll watch it right then. But if I heard about a video that was online on the radio and I was driving my car, I'd be like, that sounds really awesome. But then I wouldn't remember to go back and look it up later. Whereas if it came up in my Facebook feed, or if it someone sent me a link to it in an email and I could watch it straight away, I would do that. So I think you need to really be thinking about the immediacy of things. And I think that culture of binge watching really affects how people write things and create things. So like it kind of has that retroactive backwards effect.
For us with K-Road Stories, we're kind of doing that, and like the episodes, even though they're different genres, different directors, different everything, we have recurring characters. So like if you do watch it in one go, you can go, oh hey, that person was in that one. And
there's a bit of an overlap.
Yeah.
You see the same locations and you see the same characters or the same people. There was like an extra in one who's the main character in another, and playing the same kind of person and things like that, and that's worked out really well, but quite loose.
I think with K-Road Stories, one of the like positive experiences that I've had is like sitting back and looking at the 10 filmmakers that we have and just kind of going, that's an incredible bunch of incredibly talented people. There was a bonus that 50% of them are female. That was really awesome. That's a huge jump in the general statistic of New Zealand.
Producing, it's about 50-50, it's fine.
It's actually 52%.
52% women, so
Yeah.
it's totally fine. But yeah, writers.
See, the statistic there, though, this is the thing that gets me about that statistic, is 52% of feature film producers in New Zealand are female. And they're like, yeah, well done, move on. I'm like, no, tell me where the money split is. Because that's what I want to know that. I was like, there's a missing statistic here. It's like, so what if 50%?
The $200,000 films, all produced by women.
The multi-million-dollar films probably produced by guys. So whether or not there's 80% of the funding goes to the 48% of male, or what? Like, I want to know that. That for me was key, and I was like, that's not there.
I think something that's really that I've noticed in myself, and that is something that's really hard to go against your like nature to do, or what you've been conditioned to do, is to be apologizing for what you do, you know. And so it's like I find myself writing emails to someone when I'm asking for something, and I go, oh, I'm sorry, I was just wondering if maybe you might want to help me out on this thing, instead of saying, hey, like, I'm doing this thing, it's going to be awesome, you should be involved, I reckon you'd be great, and this project's going to be great. And to actually have to go back through your like and take out all the sorries and the I wonder if, and you know, and kind of really like have a bit of faith in yourself, I think is something that probably isn't that's what's like lacking. It's not that there aren't women out there who want to do this stuff,
or can
do that stuff. They definitely can. There's talent out there. It's just about getting it from that nascent stage to a stage where they have like confidence in themselves to be like, yeah, I can do it. I'm going to write a feature and produce it and direct it, and it's going to be great, you know. I've definitely, and I know you have as well, you as the producer on set, you are the boss. You are the boss, basically. You know, you are the boss. And so having people who are like cinematographers not listen to you, or like defer to the director or whatever, when you're just like, no, actually you need to be listening to me when I'm telling you this thing, you know. And like it can be really frustrating, especially if they're older as well. People do not like being told what to do by someone who's younger.
That's true. That's awkward. And please, I'm aging. I feel like it's adult kindergarten often.
Yeah.
Like, actually just said that today.
Different roles require different skills, and I feel like producing can often be one of the most undervalued roles because your skill set needs to be so broad. You need to not only be good at like financial stuff and organizing and scheduling and those kind of things, but what's really not understood is that you need to be so good at interpersonal skills. You're basically the go-between between everybody and making sure everybody's happy and not clashing and kind of smoothing things over. And you know, that spends half your day is making sure everything goes smoothly, and if you do your job well, no one knows you've done it, you know. So
there's no glory in it.
No, there's no glory. If you are in my position, you know, at the beginning of my career in the film industry, and I don't see anyone who looks like me or who is like me, who's reached that kind of pinnacle of success or recognition by their peers, or, you know, how are you ever going to think it's possible? You know, it was kind of like a really frustrating moment to be like, man, why am I even trying to do this?
I think one of the most negative experiences I've had is to do with, you know, I talk about the idea of the spiritual warrior. It's having the opposite of that, and then having to live with that and deal with that on a day-to-day basis for a very long time, because some of these projects take a very long time. But you're unable to get out of that at that stage.
And I found myself in situations in the commercial world where you deal with a lot of old school people, a lot of older people. They're from the ad industry. They're very set in their ways, and they expect certain things, and they aren't open to new ideas, and they just don't have the same level of respect for you. And it's really frustrating just not being respected, being younger than them, or being female, or, you know, even if you get along in a personable kind of way, and you know, personality wise it's fine, but you're just like, yeah, we get along, but I know that you think I'm lesser.
Yeah.